Welcome to the Vintage Vibe Love Lounge podcast with your hosts Laura and Aneela, where timeless romance meets modern wisdom.
Welcome to the Vintage Vibe Love Lounge. Yes, I just put on my love songs radio voice, I think. This is your host, Laura Doughty, with
Aneela, and I am so happy to be here.
And we are here to celebrate the beauty of aging and rediscovering love. We're going to be your guides on this journey of embracing vintage vibes in life and romance. So since this is our first episode of the Love Lounge podcast, today's episode, we're going to be diving into the heart of our mission and our ethos here at Vintage Vibe Matchmakers. We believe that age is not a barrier to love. It's actually an invitation to embrace authenticity and wisdom, where we can put all of those guards down and stop playing the games. So that's what we're excited to share with you and support you in. At Vintage Vibe Matchmakers, we're dedicated to helping you rediscover love and companionship at any stage of life. Our approach blends timeless romance with modern insights, which help to create meaningful connections that stand the test of time. We're going to kind of give you our whys, and Aneela will share first, but what you'll find is that we both come from kind of two opposite ends of the spectrum, which for our listeners and for those of you that join us on this Find Your Vibe journey, you will find that there is a place for you here because we both bring so much uniqueness to how we can help you find your vibe. Aneela, I'm excited for you to share how you got started and kind of what your journey is all about.
My journey and why I'm here doing what I'm doing. Well, it all started actually on a personal quest for myself to find love, and it quickly evolved into something much deeper, more fulfilling than I ever imagined. Really, it started with the desire to find my own soulmate. And along the way, I discovered a passion for helping others find theirs. I was married for about 8 years to an actor. And when we got divorced, I was devastated. About a year and a half later, I met a gentleman who was much older than I was. And we became friends. And, about 6 months into it, I really fell in love with him and thought, here it is, the second chance. And I'm so happy. And unfortunately, I lost him to the battle of cancer. And I was devastated again. And I was about 38 at that point in my life. And I really wanted to find someone to, create a family with. And my clock was ticking and I really didn't want to go on the apps. I kind of really wanted to get a professional service to help me out. So that's more or less how it all started. I sat with a matchmaking firm. I reached out and interviewed with them. And after that interview, I remember going home and just really like replaying our interview and the process. And it just dawned on me, I wanted to really help other people. I thought, how many more are there like me that are in this place? And so I reached out to the firm that I interviewed with and I said, hey, by any chance, do you guys have any positions opened or jobs available? Because I really would love to do this. As much as I want to find love, I really want to help other people find love. And so I transitioned into the role of a main client liaison for this matchmaking firm. I was positioned in Los Angeles. And so I got the opportunity to have, conversations with all walks of life, from CEOs to doctors, entrepreneurs, artists. I got to sit with them and learn about them, which was wonderful actually, because as a little girl, I had dyslexia. I never was diagnosed. So my disability on learning was, different. I asked a lot of questions from people or things of teachers or whatever. It was a way for me to sort of put the pieces of the puzzle so that I could understand to the capacity of how I needed to understand it. And I kind of applied that in this job. I asked a lot of questions. One, because I love learning about an individual. So I wanted to know about who they were, what their past was like, what worked, what didn't work, what their future aspirations were. And it was through all these questions that I gained such invaluable insight into the human heart and the psyche. And I ultimately learned that the complexities of relationships, the importance of communications, compromising, and how we are all profoundly impacted by love and companionship. And beyond the technicalities of matchmaking, what truly fueled my passion for the work was my love for people. So I thrived on getting to know each person that I sat with on such a deep personal level. I love to learn about them, their past, their present, their futures. And there was something so deep and fulfilling about that, that I got to play a role in finding someone else's happiness in their lives. For me, matchmaking was never a job. I never looked at it like that. It was more a calling for me. And it brought me such joy to know that I helped someone in a positive way, that I changed their lives, that I played a role in, bringing two souls together in love and harmony. Sometimes I sit there and I have, whether it's friends or people just, questioning the importance of love on the grand scheme of things and playing that tough card. Like, I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm fine. But I have to say, love has everything to do with it. Deep inside, there is a child in all of us. And that child does want to be loved, seen, heard. And I don't care how tough you play that card. Love is the foundation that we build our lives around. It is the glue that ultimately holds us together through the ups and downs. And it's the driving force behind our deepest desires and aspirations. So as a matchmaker, I'm honored to play a part in helping people find love. I mean, because ultimately, isn't that what it's all about?
You're just so amazing, truly. When you guys get to meet her in person, she oozes joy from every pore. So I'm delighted to be able to go on this journey with her.
That is so sweet of you to say, Laura. That's such a compliment. Thank you. Well, it's your turn, and we want to know your story and your why.
And I'm going to be completely 1000% transparent. I have not had the best of luck, if you will. Long story short, I have been married. It was a brief marriage in my early 30s. We were married for 3 years. We were together for 5. We did not have kids. And I married, what everybody always tells you to do. I married my best friend. And to this day, he's just an amazing guy. There was no like awfulness about anything, but it just didn't light my fire. And again, once you get to know me, you're going to know that I'm a Scorpio and I need to have my fire lit. So what I did from that point of view, I just dove straight into working, and I could find success at that fairly easily. And, I needed wins, and that was, you can call me a workaholic, whatever, label you want to put on it. But that was where I chose to feel safe and put most of my attention into. And now I am 57 and I have never been on an app. Now, don't get me wrong. I have on multiple occasions filled out the whole thing and got to the point where now if I ever find myself being so bored that I do it, zero judgment. It's just me. Like, this is where I'm at. So if you're on apps, good for you. Aneela loves her apps. That's why we're so great for everybody, because we give you both sides of the story. But every time I find myself doing it now, I don't even bother to put my picture anymore, because it's so bizarre for me. So that is my experience. Don't be like haters on me. I travel the country. I go from coast to coast, and I love connecting with people. So for me, that is my journey. That is my why. That's why I'm doing this. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have been very successful with multiple businesses. I still have multiple businesses, and I love everything that I do. The thing that I don't love is that, I'm going to put air quotes around this, but you can't see me doing that. And that is, I don't feel I have been quote unquote successful in my love life. And I know why. And as we go through this journey, I will share more about my why of why I haven't been successful. And I know that there are a lot of people, and a lot of it has to do with childhood trauma that I wasn't even aware that I was dealing with. And it's come to light in the past year. When you're growing up and you don't feel safe, it's hard to create relationships. So I've got to relearn that muscle. I've got to flex that muscle for myself. So as you can see, both Aneela and I come from two different spaces, but we are both so excited to be vulnerable, transparent, and authentic in the journey. And last but not least, for me, because of my business experience and the success that I've had in my other businesses, I am the person that is going to be helping you, like when it comes to the courses and things like that. So Aneela and I have poured our hearts into our courses. We also offer one-on-one coaching, and we are offering a yearly weekend retreat. This year we will be in New York, November 8th through the 10th. You can find out more information about that at girldreambig.club. We have opened up the wait list, so you can go and put your name on there to stay up to date and be the first to know. But this is super exciting for me because I'm going to be going on this journey with you all. And I am in the process of literally being the first guinea pig, if you will, on all of the things that we're putting out there. And that's not to say that they haven't been tested, because Aneela, of course, as she said, with her background, comes from the professional matchmaking background and has multiple successful matchmaking adventures for her clients. But what I know is that it is a process. And I know a whole lot about the success of processes when it comes to business. And I'm so excited to apply those to not only my own personal journey, but for the support and success of all of you. So thank you so much for letting me share.
Well, Laura, that is amazing. Thank you so much for being so transparent with us and sharing that. And I'm just so excited to work with you on this journey, and for everyone else that's joining us here. And I just want to say you truly are a rock star when it comes to business. You're a badass, as they say, and I've had the pleasure of working with you, and you're amazing when it comes to getting systems in place and working with others on their businesses and making them a true success. So this is going to be a lot of fun. As you said, you haven't tried the apps, and I'm so excited to go there with you on the apps, and of course, just play and have fun, as we all are going to do as we tune in and find our vibes together. So, looking so forward to it.
We're excited to have you join us as we explore topics ranging from dating over 50 to cultivating self-love and confidence, which includes self-care and styling tips. Yay! I'm excited about those too, as well as how to find the charm of who you are in your life. That's why we have our Charm School course. So whether you're seeking a new love or nurturing an existing relationship, our podcast is hopefully going to be your companion on the journey of embracing vintage vibes. So together, let's celebrate the joy of mature romance and the empowerment of embracing our authentic selves. It's time to discover love with a touch of vintage charm.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's been such a pleasure sharing all of this with you, and looking so forward to continuing the journey as we explore our vintage vibes together and go out there and create some joy, magic, and love.
Thank you for joining us on this inaugural episode of the Vintage Vibe Love Lounge. Stay tuned for more inspiring conversations and insights into finding your vibe.
Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage Vibe Love Lounge. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Instagram at Vintage Vibe Match. Remember, love knows no age. Get out there and find your vibe and keep vibing with us until next time. Connect with us at findyourvintagevibe.com.